Hey everyone, welcome back to another brand new episode of Liftoff with Jeanniey Walden. With love in the air, I'm dressed for it. And look who I have with me, none other than the kissing CEO himself. My husband, Vince Walden.
Kissing CEO, what? I kiss you one time on the red carpet, and now you've got a nickname for me? Kissing
Absolutely.
CEO. How about like world's best CEO or something? I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm world's best host. You can be world's best everything because you are the world's best everything to me. But today, you're actually a guest, and you're going to be helping me host a yoga segment.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Wait a minute, yoga?
Yeah.
You said come on the show.
You need to go change into yoga now because I got to start the show.
I'm not going to double dog or whatever they do in yoga, but I'll do my best. But first, because this is a Valentine's Day episode, I'd be remiss to say Happy Valentine's Day, love. Here you go. So, thanks. All right, take care.
He's so cute. Well, at least I think so. Hopefully you do too. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for ways to make life more fun and more successful, and especially with this show. So after searching high and low, I've got to say our team did an amazing job of packing the next 30 minutes with the top things you need to know about resilience, rocket science, yes, rocket science, party planning, yoga, and gratitudeology. You're going to want to see what that's about. So let's get started. I think we can assume most of us have heard about the notorious Wolf of Wall Street, an incredible movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie, but also a true life story with real people who lived it. Our next guest, Dr. Nadine Macaluso, is here with her fascinating story of being married to the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, and the tips from her new book, Run Like Hell, a therapist's guide to recognizing, escaping, and healing from trauma bonds. Welcome, Dr. Nay.
Hello.
Can I just tell you how beautiful you are? And I have to say it. I know you heard this in the green room, but you make Margot Robbie a second.
No.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're very sweet.
Yes.
You're very sweet.
I'm such a fan of the movie, as many people are. I know for you, it probably was not like living the amazing movie, but out of negative things, good things happen,
Correct.
Right? So we know the story, but I want to hear from you. Tell us, what was it really like to be married to the Wolf of Wall Street?
So it was a life, as you can imagine, of intense extremes, right? Because when I first met him, it just seemed like a fairy tale and he was my soulmate and it was so magical. But then as our life began together, it started to get darker due to his abuse and addiction, and he was very controlling. So I always say my soulmate went to my cellmate.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So and your book discusses that. You call it trauma bonds, which
Yeah.
we're hearing a lot about these days.
Yeah.
But tell everybody who's watching, what is a trauma bond and what does that mean? How can we?
Yeah, sure. So that word does get thrown around, so I'm happy to really define it. And a trauma bond is an emotional dysfunctional connection that you have with somebody. But it has to have two things for it to actually be a trauma bond. And the first one is intermittent abuse, meaning 70% of the time your partner is cruel and controlling and selfish, and 30% of the time they're loving and warm and generous and helpful. And so it's the mix of those extreme experiences caused by their extreme behaviors that actually bonds you to the person. And the second thing is a power imbalance. Usually one person has the power and abuses it.
Is there a way to ensure that we don't enter into a trauma bond, or is it something that kind of takes you off guard? By the time it happens, you realize you're in it,
Yeah.
but you don't realize that you could have avoided it, or they're red flags?
Yeah, so that's why I wrote my book, for that very reason. Yeah, to educate women, people everywhere about the red flags of a trauma bond, which are love bombing, gaslighting, substance abuse in a partner, words not matching actions, because education is our best defense, because again, we get overtaken by feelings. So the first thing when you leave is you need to stabilize so you can recover, so you need self-care. Good sleep, good food, meditation, therapy. And also when you're in a trauma bond, you've been very isolated. So you need to connect with people. Like I had a great therapist. I joined a support group because you need that support and you have to have a lot of self-compassion because it's very hard to deal with.
And the book talks about all of this, right?
Yes.
So we can get our blueprint to seeing the red flags, knowing how to deal with it if we realize we were in a situation of a
Yes.
trauma bond, and then finding a way to get out and recovering from
Yes, and how to heal, which is the most
it.
important.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, I can't wait to read your book, and I can't wait to watch your success continue to
Thank
flourish.
you.
So proud to have you on the show.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. This has been fantastic. And if you love seeing Dr. Nay, just wait until you see who we have up next. You know, on the show, I like to say what we do at Liftoff is not rocket science, but guess what? Our next guest literally does. That's right. Olympia LePoint is an award-winning rocket scientist, successfully launching 28 NASA space shuttle missions. She's an author, a news journalist, and a TED Talk speaker. Olympia, what an honor to have you here on Liftoff.
Oh, it is my pleasure, my absolute pleasure to be on your show.
You recently released your third book, Answers Unleashed Part 2, The Science of Attracting What You Want, and received the 2023 Irwin Award. That is amazing. Tell us about that honor and your new book.
Thank you so much. I recently had the opportunity to complete my third book, Answers Unleashed, to the Science of Attracting What You Want. And it talks about the 6 decisions that we each can make on a daily basis so we start creating the life we want and the future that we want. I was very thankful to receive the Irwin Award. It was given by the late Irwin Zucker. He was the founder of the Book Publicists of Southern California. And when he passed away, the organization gave honor to the people who are in the media, who are sharing and educating the media and the audiences with just life-changing information. And I was just 100% honored to receive the Irwin Award.
What an incredible honor, and you must be so thrilled. But I've got to ask you a little bit about your background. How did you get into studying science?
That's actually a great question. At first, I wasn't going to study science. I was actually a performing arts major. I went to a performing arts high school, and I thought I was going to go into acting and theater. And I was failing mathematics. I failed algebra. I failed geometry, calculus, and chemistry. And it was a teacher that helped me understand that the only thing that was holding me back was my fear. And when I realized that I could actually overcome my fear of mathematics and actually go into a mathematics major at California State University, Northridge, that was when I realized I could actually do mathematics and I could actually apply it to things that would really help people. And that was amazing for me because I had the ability to use and apply the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, in a way that was going to advance innovation and help society and humanity. So I'm really proud of that.
Olympia, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure to be on your show.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We have more fearless guests, as fearless as Olympia, so stay with us. I have been talking nonstop, for real, about this next guest for at least a week. Everybody that's watching has probably already heard this, but we're going to do it for real on TV this time. If you want to do one thing this year to help yourself feel better and look better, you have to do this. I need to introduce you to Lily Yoo. She is the franchise owner and operator of Liquivida in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Lily was kind enough to invite me to her store a few weeks ago, and I was treated just like everyone else who goes there, like a goddess. Welcome to Liftoff, Lily.
Thank you so much. That was such a warm introduction.
It is so well deserved, and I really cannot say enough about how your team made me feel when I came into your Liquivida store, but also how I feel after. So tell everybody else who's watching
Thank you.
all about this modern wellness service that you offer and
That's
why
exactly it.
I can't stop talking about it.
Thank you. So Liquivida Wellness, I'm so passionate about it. As soon as you walk in, just like everyone else, like you really see the two sides of our practice, which is the health side as well as the beauty side. And those demographics just marry perfectly together. And that's kind of the Vita journey, if you will. That's really what we take a lot of pride in, is the wellness as well as aesthetics. Under wellness, like as you know, you came in, there's a comprehensive blood panel that you can do that really tailors down to what your deficiencies are, nutrients, custom blends that we do there to really help those deficiencies. IV vitamin therapy, which is all natural, water-soluble vitamins. My children do IVs. They've been doing it for 5 years. It's not really just for the sick patients anymore. It really is about proactive and preventative. That's what it's all about.
It's something for everybody. It's extremely healthy. It's probably covered by insurance. The other thing you said was you can pay for it with your FSA, HSA card
Yes.
that you have, which gets more and more important
Yes.
as the year goes on.
Yes.
It's for men and women. It's for people of every age. While you're getting the IV, you sit in the most amazingly relaxing room that I think I've ever been in my life. Or you could get a facial, which I was so lucky to get. And was it called the goddess facial? I think
It's
it was
called the Diamond Glow.
The Diamond Glow. I felt like a goddess. Well, it is so amazing. You all have got to try this. And I can't
Thank
say
you.
enough about it. Enough about you, especially because it's something that's really important to me is how people are treated. And your entire team went above and beyond for every guest that came in. So I can see
Thank you very
how your
much.
business is growing. Thank you so much, Lily, for coming on.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, everybody, don't go away because we're just going to keep on sharing incredible stories from incredible women. And if you're feeling beautiful on the inside and out, you're going to love what Francis Tesmer has to say with her talk about intelligent beauty. Our good friend Francis Tesmer is a global entrepreneur and philanthropist. She's back with us today to share some exciting news. But let me remind you about how amazing she is as a person. Francis has over 25 years of outstanding international business, leadership, and humanitarian commitment. Francis's inspiring professional journey reflects her lifelong passion for social justice, economic growth, affordable education, and commitment to making the world a better place. Francis, you know I love having you on the show.
You know I love being with you.
So, Francis, I told everybody that we would have big news today, and we have big news. The lead Rolfs Global program has gone global. That's so exciting and amazing. I was screaming when I heard the news. Tell everybody who's listening why it's important that you offer this program now to anybody, anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. You know better than I do. Whenever you want to make a major change, right? Whenever you want the change to be sustainable and long term, you've got to invite the world to come to it and participate and contribute. This program is about leadership program in the world in the beauty space. So it is important that we all come together because it is about generational transformation. It is not about one thing or the other. It's about all of us coming together and saying, yes, beauty has the power to change the world in a positive way. And we want to call on that power.
I love it. We've been calling it intelligent beauty for so long, and it really is. But now it's intelligent, life-changing, world-changing beauty. I know in 2024, you're opening a European exchange student program starting in, of all places, France.
Yes! Where fashion comes from, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Where beauty comes from. Absolutely.
So tell us about the impact of this program and how it is going to just drive the beauty workforce forward.
Absolutely.
And the whole entire beauty industry.
Thank you. Yes. You know, the thing about it is that because LEAD is a global movement, we want a student to be exposed to the global world, right? Different culture, different fashion. Especially, I have to say, I want our student to go to Paris and to look what a giant, I would say, leading company called L'Oreal, our partner, are doing at the forefront of technology, sustainability, humanity. I want our students to know the power that beauty has, that they have, that the company, for example, L'Oreal, doing in the beauty space, and to learn and to be exposed and to celebrate and to take beauty to the next level, right? So that's why the exchange student is very important, and for them to know all the beautiful trends happening. Intelligent beauty is about intelligence, right?
Absolutely. I just have one more question for you. Do you bring your suitcase for me? Because if you're going to France, I'm coming with you.
I would love to take you with me. Please come. You are invited. Done.
All right.
Done.
You all heard it here, everybody. We're going to France. Liftoff is going to follow Francis. And I've heard so many incredible things about what L'Oreal is doing around sustainability.
Yes.
It's really awe-inspiring. It really is. Well, Francis, as always, great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Everybody else, stay tuned. We will be right back. Wellness lifestyle expert Jamie Hess has over 20 years of experience in shaping the culture and media landscape. She is the host of Gratitudeology, a new podcast. She's also a fitness and wellness expert, entrepreneur, and so much more. Jamie, yay! I'm so glad to meet you in person. I'm so thrilled to have you on the show.
So glad to be here.
Now, I know a lot of people have heard your story through all of the initiatives that you do, but a lot of our viewers probably haven't heard your journey. So tell us about your journey. I know you've had to overcome so many challenges and obstacles, and look at how amazing you have made your life.
Oh, thank you, Jeannie. So I had a little bit of a dark beginning, which you wouldn't have expected, because prior to this twist and turn, which I'll tell you about in a minute, I had a nice upbringing. My mom is TV journalist Joan London. So she was kind of America's mom. She was like waving the flag and the apple pie and the whole thing, and teaching American moms how to be working moms. But I just had this thing deep down in me that I think it's because I looked up to her, and she was so great that I kind of felt like I could never live up to that. And I kind of just went the other way. So I had a really dark bout with drug addiction. But here's the thing. Through that, I learned life's greatest lesson. So I actually wouldn't change a thing. In getting sober, in getting a wellness acumen underneath me, I became a different person. And that has served me ever since. And now it's what I talk about on stages and on social media across the country.
I love that, because so many people could probably use your advice, and so many of us have lived through challenging times, and we deal with depression, we deal with anxiety, and we've all heard the data around anxiety being at an all-time high, especially in the workplace.
Yeah.
You've got this system that helps people change the game and just become their best self. Tell us about that.
So it's called Gratitudeology. It's essentially the study and practice of gratitude. But I was in the corporate world for almost 20 years, and I saw my colleagues dropping like flies from burnout. And it has not gotten any better. Let's be clear. In fact, before the pandemic, 20% of the workforce would have said that they had some sort of an anxiety situation. After the pandemic, it raised to 30%. But when you talk to our younger workforce, so people in their 20s and 30s, that number lifts to 42%. And 50% of millennials and 75% of Gen Zers say they've left a job due to anxiety. So it's real. 75%. Take that in for a minute, okay? So I believe that gratitude is the antidote for burnout, okay? Here's why. You can't be in two places in your mind at the same time. So we all have heard just have an attitude of gratitude, and it's really nice to say, just be grateful. That's not great advice. That's kind of toxic positivity. What I do through Gratitudeology is I give people an actual practice so they can bring it into their life and it becomes part of their being.
So you've made Gratitudeology your entire mission now, and you've got this new podcast specific to this concept. Tell us more about this.
The Gratitudeology podcast is my favorite project I've ever worked on. Sorry to all my other projects, but I'm so proud of it because what I've been doing is I've been crisscrossing the country, interviewing celebrities, thought leaders, 8-figure entrepreneurs about that moment where their switch flipped and they started seeing life through a lens of gratitude. Because any big person, we all know they have their why story. Usually something happened. It could be a near-death experience, an infertility journey. I made my first million. I lost my first million. What did you learn? And then how did that spur your success going forward? And what great stories to tell. And then what I'm doing with the show, every episode is really like immersive audio theater. So you're really inside their story, because I love being told a good story. Yeah. And I think that's the best way to bring a message of inspiration to people in a way that's fun to listen to.
Absolutely. I love it. And next time you come back on the show, we should just have a discussion about working moms who inspired other working moms. Because my funny story, when my daughter was very little, I was on a plane ride from Boston to Dallas, and it was very bumpy. And I never hold on to the seat, but I was a new mom and I was kind of holding on to the seat. And this woman's talking to me as we're, going through this terrible choppiness. We land and she said, "Oh, thanks for telling me about your mom and how amazing she is and all the work that she did. She was a working mom. You have what's called Superwoman complex. And here's my card. I'm a therapist. You should call me." That was the last time I spoke to a single person on an airplane.
Wow.
But it really made me think about what my mom did and how I looked up to her, exactly like you and your mom, and how it changes children and how what we do as parents really create a new world. So I can't wait to have you back and talk about something like that.
Love it.
But in the meantime, everybody check out Gratitudeology. And Jamie, thanks for being on Liftoff. So great having you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody, when we come back, we are going to shift the focus to more Valentine's Day. And later, Vince is going to come back on the set. I'm a little scared, but stay tuned. It is time to set the romantic mood, and there's no one better to help us than New York party stylist Amanda Orso. Amanda is also known as the high-low hostess, and she provides her clients valuable direction and guidance designed to meet the needs of the home hostess for every occasion. Welcome back, Amanda. Thrilled to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Jeannie.
I still love the studio design.
Me too.
Her dad helped her in this. So great. So great. All right. So you've got these 3 amazing different setups. Where did you pull the inspirations from?
Well, as you know, I always say pick a theme and then really run with it. So I like to generally stick with one item and then let my creativity flow. I decided to go with candy hearts. I think they're super nostalgic for us as adults, super sweet for the kiddos, and super inexpensive. So what I did is I actually created vases just using the candy hearts and put votive candles in there. Feels really elevated, but super easy to do. Anyone can do it, and it doesn't cost a lot of money.
So this is fantastic, but I absolutely adore this next set that you did. It looks a little more fancy, a little more romantic. Tell us about this one.
I did this with my gal pals in mind. Like,
okay.
I do not need an excuse to have the girls over. Now, my theme here was, it's a little bit cheeky, and I found these really sort of adorable vases that are in the shape of the heart.
Oh.
Bottom. And I like to call it from the bottom of my heart. I think it's a really sort of cute theme, but also I ran with that.
Yeah.
So as part of my napkin holder, have you seen these before?
No. Yes, I've seen them. Did not realize what they were until this very second.
Yeah. So I have one here too. It's a little one size fits all stretch lace thong shaped like a flower, which felt super sweet. Also a great take home. So a great kind of like, again, a little bit cheeky, but useful, a fun little favor. And as you know, I like to do double duty with my decor.
Right.
I'm using the place card also as the party favor. This is a really sweet, inexpensive, but really thoughtful, just a little bracelet with a little heart.
And you put my initials on it,
I put your initials on it. So a way for your guests to know where they're going to sit. But again, another really sweet take home.
Absolutely. All right, now we're going to get into the high-end, high impact. This is going to be some crazy night right here. There are people that are headless on the candles, so I can't wait to hear about this one.
So I wanted to do something that was a bit more romantic and, for a night in with your special someone. So I went with colors that were a little bit more subdued. Again, it's about those details. So we found these are actually love letters that are printed on these napkins. We folded it into a heart just to kind of create that extra element of Valentine's Day.
Brilliant move for you to fold it like a heart, but just an incredible, over-the-top piece that I think will delight anybody.
Absolutely.
You need to do one of these 3 for your special someone for Valentine's Day. And Amanda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Everybody else, now that the mood's set, we're going to bring out someone for me to share it with, but with a twist and a laugh. A fake laugh or a real laugh? We're going to find out. So stay tuned, because my husband Vince is going to join us when we come right back. Here we go. And for this segment, I brought Vince, my husband, back in Yay.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here, Jeannie, and excited to do yoga. And kids, for the record, this is what happens when you don't show up to the set. Mom pulls me in. So next time you're up.
But you know, our next guests, Alik and Lauren Colbert, work together just like we do at home every single day. You guys,
Love it.
welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you on, and we can't wait to have unveiled this Laughing Love Bugs yoga. I cannot
That's cute.
even
Thank
wait
Thank you.
to hear what's going to come up. Before we get into the Laughing Love Bugs yoga, you're going to be excited about this. Tell us, what's it like building a business as husband and wife?
It's like dreaming awake, actually.
It's amazing.
We actually focus on each other's strengths and work through our mistakes together to help us grow together, not only in our business, but it also helps our personal lives as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we work in the same house when we're working remotely, but
Separate rooms.
not on the same business. All right, now let's get to the good stuff. Tell us, what is laughing yoga?
So laughter yoga is a unique practice in which we include laughter exercises and deep yogic breathing exercises. So this is unlike your traditional yoga session. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need to be flexible. We're not doing any poses here. All you need to be is a willing participant. Bring your ability to laugh and breathe, and that's all. The best part is you can actually...
You can even fake laugh.
You heard him right.
I'm
You
good at
too.
laughing, not yoga. So
This
I'm in so far.
Well, even if you're not in a good mood, you can still reap the health benefits of laughter yoga, even though we don't seem to have to worry about you two not being in a good mood because you both look like you are. However,
Yes.
fake laughter, the body and brain does not know the difference between real laughter and fake laughter.
Wow.
So even if you fake laugh throughout the exercises, you're still going to reap all the feel-good, healthy, happy hormones, which are good for your mental, emotional, physical, and social health. And they are called...
Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
So let's get those happy hormones filled up inside of our bodies by rubbing our hands together, getting that
Love this
laughter
part.
energy up, and then just gently tap your chest and simply go,
Very good. Very good. Yay!
all right.
Now, the next exercise is called silent laughter.
What?
We're silent laughter. So we're going to imagine that we're in somewhere private where we have to be very quiet. And something really funny happened. But we're going to laugh quietly without making any sounds. Try it with me. Okay. We can let it out now. Very good. Very good. Yay!
Thank you
funny.
so much for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on the show. What a perfect way to end our Valentine's Day show. Thanks so much.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you for laughing with us.
Absolutely. So you heard it here first. You laugh for life. And this is it for this episode of Liftoff with Jeanniey Walden. Be sure to follow us on social for more content, fun, behind the scenes, and of course, more laughs. We'll see you next time.